Big D Entertainment, in association with Dipsy Doodle Productions, presents The Dave Holly Hour. Brought to you by Trio Jazz Club, Sioux Falls' premier jazz club. Enter as friends, leave as family. Phil's Pub. Phil's, your local dive with music for the people. Chasers Food and Spirits. Excel Chiropractic, and Quality Nails. The Dave Holly Hour features Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment Conversations. A true lover of arts, entertainment, good food, and fun times, including an occasional Jack Daniels. Okay, so a few Jack Daniels. Here he is, Dave Holly.
Thank you, Zach Dresch. Hello once again, fellow arts and entertainment enthusiasts. Hey, first-time listeners, long-timers, loyals, thank you for supporting the arts. You know, speaking of the arts, April is Jazz Appreciation Month, and Fellowship Jazz Center has already been doing plenty. They've got plenty more going on for you to be a part of, including the 3rd annual Jazz Crawl, Saturday the 25th. It's a full evening of live jazz across downtown Sioux Falls. 6 different groups, multiple venues, and an unforgettable night. Grab your friends, follow the music from stop to stop. Then, Thursday, April 30th, celebrate International Jazz Day with a special concert at the Orpheum Theater. The Fellowship Jazz Center Orchestra will be joined by guest vocalist Andrea Ross for a powerful night of music. By the way, Dan Heyer, who is from Fellowship Jazz Center and the Fellowship Jazz Center Orchestra, is going to be joining us next week to fill us in. As for this episode, later in the hour from the premier Playhouse, Oliver Mays. In just a few minutes, we hear from the latest area theater company, Siouxper Troupers, as Logan Leavitt and Kjersti Olson tell us about their show coming up in May. So come on in, join us. You know what we do. We waive the cover charge here at the Dipsy Doodle Productions studio. Dress code is casual, and we mean it. We have a few seats open, so just make sure to bring your own beverage. But first...
Honey, look at this!
Unbelievable!
Yeah! Yummy!
I know!
That'd be fantastic. You know what I'm talking about.
Dave's Fave! Each week we salute a person or business that I feel is worthy of a shout-out for any number of reasons. This week's Dave's Fave is Jody Van Rokel. He happens to be a regular trivia player, and he's a regular show listener, and he gives me a lot of shit, and I get a kick out of it, and he knows that part as well. He's also someone you know you can count on. So while Carrie and I were on our way home from trivia, we realized we hadn't paid our tab. We certainly didn't want to be put on the bar's wall of shame. So I called Jody. Miraculously, said Mr. Sarcasm, he was still at the bar. Told him about the situation. He was willing to take care of it. I am sure he will find a way to shovel some more my way about this incident. But anyway, thank you, my friend. If you're wondering what else I like, go to the Dave's Fave page on the show website, davehollyhour.com. And then after you look at that page, go to the trivia page. See the schedule at Chasers. That's at West 12th and Ellis Road. Stop in for great food, great beverages, fun times. Monday nights at 7, we play Dave Holly Hour Trivia. And this coming Monday, April 20th, think of the date, think of the time. The theme will be 420. Mondays are always fun at Chasers, your neighborhood gathering place. Honorable mention. What made Dave laugh, chuckle, chortle, downright slap my knee silly, or simply fill my heart with happiness? You know, normally I use this segment to talk about local entertainment that I saw, but hadn't had the opportunity to have on the show. This week's honorable mention is national, it's global, patriotic, at least for the United States and for Canada. Artemis II's safe return and splashdown last week was thrilling energy for me. It also took my mind back to another time of thrilling energy, Apollo 11's landing on the moon. Later in the show, we talk with Oliver Mays. Up next, Kjersti Olson and Logan Leavitt on the Dave Holly Hour. Trio Jazz Club is an intimate music venue in the heart of Sioux Falls. It's family-owned and family-run. Ricardo and Mary Beth and the entire staff provide the art of hospitality, while the best local and regional musicians provide the smooth sounds. It's a great vibe with live music Tuesday through Saturday nights. The chefs and mixologists offer an amazing menu and beer and wine lists. Cocktails as smooth as the jazz. Join the club, Trio Jazz Club, across from the Washington Pavilion. Enter as friends, leave as family.
It's a fresh new look for DaveHolleyHour.com. Besides catching up on episodes, find Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment websites. See what Dave likes on the Dave's Faves page. Get more information about our wonderful sponsors. Check out the news and notes section to find out what past guests are up to, and sign up for our newsletter. It's all at your searching and surfing fingertips. DaveHolleyHour.com.
Looking for a chill spot with great music and even better vibes? Phil's Pub has you covered. Coming up this Friday, April 17th, Alchemy Rocks hits the stage from 8 to midnight, bringing all the nostalgic hits you know and love. It's always a good time. Then on May 2nd, don't miss Chris Liger and the band. Doors open at 6, music at 7:30. Grab pre-sale tickets or catch the show for $15 at the door. And by the way, get there early. Kentucky Derby kicks things off from 5 to 6. And looking ahead to September 11th, Matt D brings Original Hard Luck, Americana, and Bad Man Ballads. No cover, just great live music. So grab some pizza, bring your friends, and make a night of it at Phil's Pub. You can see more on their Facebook page.
People ask him where he got his top shelf voice. Dime store? Bargain. Once again, here's Dave Holley.
Welcome back, everyone. Yes, you know it's always a pleasure for me to talk about Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment. It's a pleasure to have returning guests. It's always a pleasure to have a new face in the Dipsy Doodle Production Studio. We have both today. So we have playwright, writer, director, actor, Logan Leavitt. How are you?
I'm doing great.
It's great to see you once again, and I understand the whole family's doing well, too.
Yes, absolutely.
Are you between trips to Disney World right now?
We actually just got back not too long ago, about like last week. So.
Okay. I always, when I'm going through Facebook, and it's like, oh, yeah, Disney World again. And along with you, Kjersti Olson. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Pretty close.
Oh.
It's Kjersti.
Chair.
Yes.
Not chair. Chair.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sitting in a chair. Kjersti.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, great to have you here as a first-time guest. I'm guessing it probably won't be the last time, knowing how active you are in theater. And you guys are here to fill me in because I don't know a lot. I know that you both have written plays, and you're going to be presenting them, and it's going to be at Corson, correct?
Correct.
Yep,
Yes.
at the MCAP Theater. But is it an MCAP production, or you kind of have a new thing going on too, right? Siouxper Trooper?
Yeah, so it's a new little theater group that we decided to just put together with Sean Shannon II, Kevin Wintering,
Love it.
and I. We kind of got together and we were like, you know what? Let's do this. So we put it together. We put together a board, and now the board is myself, Sean, Kevin, Hope Dunkel, Nick Courtney, and Michelle Smith.
Oh, wow.
The board.
Yeah, so you got a lot of great people on there then.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. And so, Kjersti, when will these plays be presented?
So it's going to be May 9th. We've got 2 performances, one at 2:30 and one at 7:30.
All right. Whew. Fun stuff coming up then.
Yeah.
Now we get to talk about the plays then.
Absolutely.
So, Logan, we'll start with you. And what is the name of the play that you have?
Yeah, so the show I wrote is called Ashes in the Sink. It follows the story of Robert and his father, James. James is a veteran who has fallen to addiction, and it's kind of the trials and tribulations of should I stay or should I go with Robert of trying to help his father.
All right. This both of these are one acts?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. And so how long did it take you to write this?
It actually, to putting a pen to paper, it didn't take me very long. It took me probably a couple months, but it's been in my head for many, many years.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, it'd been roaming around up there and you said, okay, now we're going to do it.
Yeah.
All right. I always like those. And I'm intrigued by the story. We'll talk more in a little bit, but we have to have Kjersti tell us the name of her play.
Yeah, so my play is called Heartstrings. It follows the story of Beth, a young woman who's died in an accident, and her experience being able to kind of feel the organs that were donated to other people living on in those people. And so her interactions with the family of the man who received her heart, and being able to process what it means to have lost her life and to have given someone else new life.
Wow. You know, and I always, I read a lot of stories and hear a lot of stories and watch the stories on TV where they've had similar things where the people that receive something always in some way feel a kindred spirit, if nothing else. But you know, it's like that person is truly with them. And they're, you know, grateful for the donation of the organ, but also just the fact that, you know, all of a sudden their family kind of expands too, because so often they meet the family of the donor as well. And so I'm looking very much forward to both of these. So how did this one come about for you?
Yeah, so this was actually an idea that I had a long time ago, and wrote into a short story. And then I was looking at the Premier Playhouse's kind of new play festival, wanted to submit for that. And I was looking through my documents, searching for ideas, and I came across this story again and thought this would be really interesting actually to rewrite for the stage, and see what it looked like presented that way.
All right. So if you were to take your short story and read straight through it, how long of a time would that be?
Oh, not even 10 minutes.
Not even 10 minutes. And how long is your one act?
I think it's a little over half an hour now.
Yeah. I
okay.
We're hitting like 30 to 45 minutes.
Somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
All right. So, what did you have to extrapolate on to make it go from 10 minutes to 30 minutes?
Yeah. Added a lot of character dialogue. Because the short story was very strictly from Beth's perspective. So there wasn't a ton of dialogue in it. I also added a bunch of scenes that I thought fleshed out the story, and added some new depth to it. I'm really excited about the way that it's kind of taken shape and grown throughout the process.
All right. And who's going to be acting in yours?
Yeah, I have a really great crew of actors. Beth is going to be played by Macy Moyer. And then to kind of round out the team, we've got Melissa Prostrollo, we've got Sarah Manson, we've got Kevin and Elizabeth Wintering, we've got Laurel Holcomb. Am I forgetting someone? I'm probably forgetting someone.
Woodland Smith and Charlie Ellingson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Charlie's on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you said you extrapolated that way, and pardon me for using that word twice. Goodness gracious, I'm not that smart. So you made it longer, and it sounds like you've really added a lot of characters in. That's for a half-hour show. That's a lot of people that will end up on stage at some point, isn't it? And are you directing yours?
Yeah, so it's been kind of a collaborative directing process between me and Logan. I was able to do most of the initial blocking and getting it set up. But for these couple weeks, since I'm in Hairspray over with the Premier Playhouse, Logan's kind of taken over running rehearsals for me while I'm out for that.
All right. Is this your first time directing?
It is my first time directing a full show.
A full show, okay. Yeah. Were you nervous about it?
A little, but... all of the actors are, you know, wonderful people that I know, people that I've seen in different things. And the whole crew at Siouxper Troupers are really great support. So it's been a lot easier of a process than I was maybe afraid that it was going to be. So
what's it like to direct your own play?
Ooh, it's very interesting because you kind of step away from what you've written. You have your own vision of like how it was written and how it was in your head, but then you're also constantly making the adjustments of, okay, this is how I wrote it and how I wanted it in my head, but now I have to shift that to think about how it can actually take place on stage and what parts of this do and don't make sense for the production that we're staging.
And do you consider yourself an actor's director?
I don't know that I have a specific style of directing yet. If I'm an actor's director or a director's director, I don't.
You know, a lot of directors are, you know, at least most of them that I've had the pleasure to interview. They typically are very good actors, directors, because they have their vision, but an actor will come up to them and say, hey, can I try this? Mm-hmm. And they're usually quite open to it. And I'm just kind of guessing that maybe you are too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what about you then, Logan? What do you consider yourself in terms of a director?
You know, I really like the collaborative aspect of things, right? So I don't want to run with an iron fist. I know I come in with my vision, and then I give that to the actors and let them run with it. Mm-hmm. And if they're like, hey, how about we try this? How about we try that? 9 times out of 10, if it feels natural for them to do it, it's going to look 10 times better than anything that I could come up with. So,
but you still have veto power, right?
I would say so. I think, unless they riot. And
so with directing Kjersti's as well at this point, collaborative effort there, when she had to get busy being in rehearsals and so forth, what did you see that she had already done, and then you have to continue on with it? Were there any conflicts in your mind going, I'd have done this, or you're running with her stuff?
Yeah, not really that I've realized. Because I kind of stepped back a little bit. I've watched some of the first rehearsals and then I stepped back just because I had family stuff that I had to take care of. But then getting to come in and really watch everything, I'm like, oh yeah, I would have done that. And yeah, I like the way that worked. And then whenever giving my own notes, I always preface those with, if this contradicts anything that Kjersti would do, forget it. Because this is Kjersti's show, not my show. So yeah.
And let's see, is this your first writing that you're making a stage play out of?
This is the first show I ever wrote. Yes. Yeah. So
I was thinking that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What are your feelings about it?
Well, so it may be my last as well. I don't know yet.
I doubt that.
It was a very emotional piece to write because it's really about my life before I moved to South Dakota. It's kind of a fictional story of what I thought my life would have been like if I moved in with my father instead of moving in with my mother when they got a divorce. So that's kind of how the whole story came about. So,
well, and don't they always say, write what you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. And because I've got a couple that are, they're marinating in the brain right now. I've got a couple of things written down. One is a very it's funny because it'll be more dramatic, but it's about a comedian getting to the end of his time of being a comedian. Yeah. And then the other one definitely is a comedy. And I'll give you a little hint of it afterward.
There you go.
It's too fun to let anybody else know.
There you go.
And they steal it then. We don't want that.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to putting this all together in terms of having both productions you're going to do 2 shows, but on one day, what are the logistics of that you have to take care of then?
Oh, it's gonna be fun. I know that for sure.
A little trepidation there, but
because they're two very different sets as well. So we're trying to work everything pretty minimalist.
Right.
It's going to be kind of black box style that we're thinking, where we just have set pieces on and off. And we're basically just going to, through intermission, we have 15 minutes. Let's all hands on deck, switch this scene up and hope for the best.
Well, and, at Corson, that stage lends itself really well to black box type.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And because I go on there, it's like, well, first of all, my brain is going to something that I think every actor that has been there and come up from the dressing room and the green room, depending on which side they come up, and that they have to be under about 5'10".
Yes.
Otherwise, you will dent your forehead.
Yes, that wonderful post. I promise we'll get glow tape on it eventually.
There you go. So what, how you feel at this point? Because you still got a few weeks to go before we present this. You feeling you're at the right spot? Are we off book? Where are we?
We're off book day is on Monday.
Oh,
so
my.
That's gonna be a lot of fun. They're all already so close to off book. They're doing fantastic. And with both casts, they're always changing something and progressing the story. So I don't think that this process will fully be done until the final close. I feel like it's always going to continue to evolve. And then even probably after the show is done as well.
All right. So tell us about the Siouxper Trooper then, in terms of, you've got a board. So are we looking at a season and so forth, or just as it pops up?
I think that with what we've talked about, it's going to be kind of just pop-up shows here and there. We have some ideas for some future shows, which I'm going to keep a little hush-hush.
Okay.
I can't say too much.
You don't want those getting stolen either, do you?
Exactly. There we go. But really, what the Siouxper Troupers is it's a community theater for the community, right? So we want to, not only do we want to put up our own shows, but we also want to support other shows in the community by doing community outings, going to some of the smaller theaters and being able to donate money to them, buy tickets for people, and really just spread the love of community theater throughout.
All right. Kjersti, how did you get involved in theater? What was the spark for you?
Oh, I've always loved the idea of acting. I didn't start until middle school because I grew up in a small town in Iowa. There wasn't a lot of opportunity for acting. And so school productions starting in middle school, kind of doing some silly little plays and lots of scripts that nobody's probably ever heard of. But I really fell in love with it. There was one year that my family took me to see Phantom of the Opera at the Des Moines building. And just all of the magic and the emotion and the way that a stage production can reach out and touch the people in the audience. And just kind of change the way that they see the world, made me feel that I wanted to be a part of doing that.
Right. Yeah. One of the things I've always loved about the theater, and goes back to my photography days when I was a kid. There was a black and white picture that it was in a photography book, and it was of stage lights looking down on the cast, and I could visualize what the colors were then, even though it was black and white. And I always am just enamored by everything that goes into a production, from the blocking, the scenes, the construction. You've got the lighting, you've got sound, and all these other things going on. And there's somebody back there pushing the little buttons for this goes now, boom, 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 and back and forth. And it's just, you use the word magic. And to me, that's really what any type of stage production is, whether it be a band playing somewhere or, presenting a play. Musicals then too, everything. And then choreography. It's just, it seems like it's endless. What has to happen. And, all these things I just mentioned didn't even go into then you got to have actors doing all this. So for you then, Logan, what's the most exciting part of it at this point?
Oh, the most exciting part. Are we talking these shows, or are we talking just theater in general?
Theater in general.
I would say the most exciting part about just theater in general is getting to tell the stories that you want to tell in the way that you get to tell them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like everyone else has been saying, it's magic, really.
Yeah.
That we get to get a group of people together to just have fun and tell a story, no matter what the story is. It can be the most dramatic, heartfelt story to the funniest Christmas show.
Mm-hmm.
We still all get together and be a family. That's kind of just what theater is.
Yeah. And that family grows each time you're in different productions too. You've got this circle of the people that you're involved with right now. I've seen you other places acting and so forth, and you got that circle. And then you've got, Kjersti's got her circle of, from college days and now community theater and the writing concept of it and so forth. And I just love how it all keeps, it's almost like, you blow a bubble and then from that, there's more bubbles that come up and so forth. And I just have always been thankful for that because I think some people that aren't aware of what takes place in being in community theater or theater in general don't understand things about why that's important. I think that sometimes they look at actors and think, boy, that person, and they single it down, person, and forgetting everybody else. And that it does take, I hate to bring old politics in, but it takes a family. It takes a village. And I just love the way that people get involved. And then, of course, you got to talk to the media and, podcasters and so forth. And sometimes they're old people and don't know anything. But I'm thankful for that. I think of... this show is 6.5 years old. And I think of the people that 6.5 years ago, I didn't know, wasn't friends with. And now mine has bubbled up too. And, 400 and some guests that are all, individuals. And then, of course, people like you that come back from time to time and it makes me feel like, oh, God, I must not have screwed up too badly. All right. So give us the date and the time. How do we get tickets, etc.?
Yeah. So it's going to be May 9th at 2:30 and 7:30. You can get tickets at siouxpertroupers.com. Super spelled SIOUXPER. Troupers like a theater troupe.
Mm-hmm.
And tickets are pay what you can with a minimum of $1. So,
oh, wow.
They're probably the cheapest tickets around.
Right. So the next thing that your board is going to be looking at is going to be fundraising.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's always that donate button right next to it.
Exactly.
You're more than welcome to click on that as well.
All right. You know what's coming now at the end of this. How about you, Kjersti? Have you been aware what happens at the end of the Dave Holly Hour conversation? You're a first-timer, so you get the question that sometimes leads to a second, depending upon how you answer the first.
Oh, boy.
All right. When you are not involved in the arts and entertainment, what do you like to be entertained by?
Ooh, what do I like to be entertained by? too many options. I have, amongst other things, a distinct love for watching films of Golden Age musicals.
Oh.
So.
MGM. Yeah. What's your favorite?
Oh, favorite is such a hard thing to say. White Christmas is always going to have a special place in my heart.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, I watch it every year with my family as we decorate the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
So it's become a pretty special tradition.
It's very prominent in this house. Something about a guy in a red velvet suit that walks around here sometimes. Okay, so other hobbies then?
Oh, too many.
You're busy then.
Writing, sewing, cross stitch, singing.
Oh, so you sew, and so that means, are you like a fill-in costumer as well?
I haven't done any costuming yet.
Okay.
Not quite that far along in my sewing journey, but I've made a few things for myself.
Yeah, if you need a hem, I can do it. Yeah. All right. Logan, since you've answered those questions before, you get a new one. And one of my favorites lately is, what is your spirit animal? Let's go there.
What's my spirit animal?
Yes.
I always like to say the sloth. The sloth is probably...
This is 2 weeks in a row somebody's sloth.
There you go. I got one tattooed on my arm for that reason. I just feel like they're so nice. They're so cuddly, but they can also have a little bite to them if they need to. If they're fast enough. I'm kind of a slow guy. You see me getting out of bed in the morning. So,
all right. Well, thank you both so much. I definitely appreciate you stopping by so we could talk about the upcoming shows, and definitely wish Siouxper Troupers the best. From the little bit I know about it so far, and what you just said today, I have the feeling you got something going.
We sure hope so.
All right. Fantastic. And we'll be back with more of the Dave Holly Hour in just a moment. Get your tickets now to one unforgettable night of jazz as the Fellowship Jazz Center Orchestra celebrates its 1-year anniversary April 30th, which just happens to be International Jazz Appreciation Day, which just happens to culminate Jazz Appreciation Month. And FJCO doesn't just bring the typical 16-piece this time around. The evening will feature special guest vocalist Andrea Ross. The Boston Globe says she's a phenom whose poise and pipes are astounding. Her rare blend of sophistication, soul, and swing makes her a perfect collaborator for this milestone celebration. So celebrate with FJCO Thursday, April 30th at the Orpheum Theater in beautiful, historic downtown Sioux Falls. Show starts at 7:30. Get your tickets at SiouxFallsOrpheum.com.
Walking through the entryway of Phil's Pub, you can't help but notice the show pics and posters from the heyday of live bands in Sioux Falls. Phil's is back. They're on their way to reestablishing their iconic live music venue status. Come on into Phil's for a great local brew. You might just find yourself seeing some of the performers in those pictures, and a very good chance you'll see new acts that will end up being in pictures too. Phil's Pub, your local dive, with music for the people. Follow them on Facebook and other socials. Keep up to date with who's playing at the pub each week here on the Dave Holly Hour.
Ladies, when it's time to give your nails some love, get that extra special treatment from Quality Nails in Sioux Falls. Manicures and pedicures that look great and make you feel fantastic. Zaya and Tony don't simply provide the service, they provide professional care for your hands and feet, whether you just want the basics or you're looking for an extra special look with added flair. Oh, and guys, it's okay to treat yourself too. Quality Nails on Minnesota Avenue. Call for an appointment, 605-334-1463. Walk-ins welcome.
Looking for something a little different this week? Step into Trio Jazz Club, where live music isn't just background, it's the experience. Tonight, the Dirk Quinn Band brings high-energy funk and jazz all the way from Philadelphia. Friday, catch the Alex Massa Group, globally influenced sound as unique as it is powerful. Saturday, Ron Carlson and friends take stage with a standout quartet of seasoned musicians. Then Tuesday, Arlinda Peacock blends R&B, indie, and folk into a soulful, expressive set. And Wednesday, the Chris Borkhardt Band closes out the week with a night of contemporary jazz. So grab your tickets, find your seat, and experience it live at Trio Jazz Club. Get your tickets at triojazzclub.com.
Time for more arts and entertainment talk on the Dave Holly Hour.
Welcome back, everyone. Yes, I'm going to say it. I know it's... But, here's the thing. You do listen to it every week. So if I say I love talking about Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment, you're well aware that I mean it, because you can tell the passion in my voice. And my passion is talking to others about their passions. And this man is very passionate about theater, especially the Premier Playhouse. Oliver Mays, welcome back.
Hello, Dave. Thanks for having me. It's good to be back.
Yeah, and it's great to have you. And because, you've been on so many times, you got some of the nice...
I got the goodies. Yes.
Yeah, you did. No doubt about that.
Feeling lucky about the Post-it notebook. I needed that.
Well, see, because first they sent me a regular notebook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I gave that out for a while.
Yeah, I got that one too, and I liked it. But
and this one with the Post-its, it's like,
it's a game changer.
Yeah, it is. It's for sure. Especially when you're into Tech Week, huh?
Yeah, I was going to say for theater people, and particularly in Tech Week, it's like tabbed Post-its too. It's so perfect for a script, for taking notes. I love it.
Yeah, and so I'm sure you will get plenty of use out of that.
I most certainly will.
Yeah. How long have you been at TPP now? What are we going on?
4 years.
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, and you are in the meantime going to be back on stage.
Yes, it's been almost a decade since I've been on stage in a musical, and I'm returning to the stage.
Fantastic. And that musical is Hairspray.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic show. I have always loved it, no matter who's been in it. I've never seen it on Broadway, but I've seen it elsewhere, and then of course the movies that have been made. But it's such a great telling story.
It is.
And it's timely once again.
Correct.
Yes.
And that's why we're doing it.
Yeah.
Amazing message, but also the music is just incredible. Singing those harmonies, all the ensemble work is so satisfying.
Yeah. So what part are you playing then?
I'm playing Courtney Collins.
All right.
Of the Courtney Collins Show. Brought to you by Ultra-Clutch Hairspray.
Oh, so does it start Thursday night?
Starts Friday.
Friday night.
Friday the 17th through Sunday the 26th. And we have shows on Friday and Saturday at 7 and Sunday at 2.
All right. And then is it a 2-week run?
Yep.
All right. And same schedule for that second week then?
Yep. Correct.
All right. So we know all that. Now throw out the here's how you get tickets part.
Here's how you get tickets. Just hop on the premierplayhouse.com. And as a reminder, it's Premier with 3 E's. So an E at the end of the word. And then hover over our top left tab, which is productions and events. Mm-hmm. And then you'll be able to check out everything we're doing. But there will be a clear image graphic to click on for Hairspray. And that will take you to the page with like all the production details and also the link to get your tickets. So you can get your tickets that way, or you can call the Washington Pavilion box office to get your tickets, and that's 605-367-6000. Oh my god, I haven't said it in a while.
Yeah.
That sounded wrong, but I think that's right. And you can do it by phone, or you can stop by the pavilion and purchase your tickets that way. But online is always cheapest in terms of fees, so I encourage that, as well as we offer general admission for $25, but seniors for $20 and students for $15. So
I qualify for $20 now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we're trying to hook people up.
What do you consider senior?
I think 60 plus.
Okay, so I
think it's technically 65, but
still got to pay for carry though.
She'll move up in the world soon.
All right. So tell us, for those that aren't aware of Hairspray, let's recap and provide a synopsis of that play and musical and how it came about, when it originally came about, and then how it applies today.
Love. So Hairspray has a long history, actually. It was a John Waters film way back in the day. And that film was inspired by kind of recreating the Buddy Dean show in terms of Corny Collins and also what was going on at the time in the late 1950s, early 1960s into the late 1960s, commenting on racial segregation, and also just like the 50s obsession with aesthetic and being skinny and all that. I was going to say good stuff, but all that neutral bad stuff. And so, yeah, the original film was made, and it's very camp. It's got some darkness to it. And it's very funny, but it's more of like an adult movie. And then many years later, the Hairspray musical film was created, and that's what a lot of people are more familiar with. And so that had its huge run, and then Broadway and all that good jazz. And then they did Hairspray live. And now I think it is coming back to Broadway soon.
Oh, excellent.
And the version that we're doing, they've slightly revised it. And when you license it now, they actually have you do the revisions, which is cool because sometimes usually they don't let the amateur or regional productions have the revision. But I think for this show and for the writers, it was important to make those changes because, as you said, it's a timely show, but it also, I think they've learned something since they last produced it commercially. And so they wanted to make those changes and make it even more influential. So that's kind of the journey of the creation of it, but it follows the story of Tracy Turnblad, who is a plump girl that wants to sing and dance and maybe sing and dance on TV. And there's the Corny Collins show where kids her age are singing and dancing and being celebrated for their talent. And she's quite a talented dancer, but society doesn't really allow for her to be shown in that way. She does eventually get an opportunity to audition for the show, but the producer is quite mean and doesn't follow through on seeing her audition. But then in one way or another, by Corny discovering her at the sophomore hop, we're able to get her on the show. And so Tracy joins the show. And then obviously there's a bunch of drama connected to that. But within that, she becomes a huge advocate for and great friends with the Black community in Baltimore, which is where the show takes place. And so she ends up cooking up an idea to get the Black folks on TV in an integrated fashion with the white folks dancing and singing together. The Black community, after advocating for themselves, only gets one day a month to be on TV and do that. So that's been a win for them. But Tracy is like, that's not quite enough. Her friend Seaweed, who is Black, essentially got her on the show by teaching her some dance moves and then making sure that Corny saw her and helping her get discovered. So she wants to pay him back with this deed of being like, no, we should all be on TV together. So that is what you see. There's a lot of tension in the show throughout, but it is very camp, just like the original. A lot of funny moments, but saying something quite deep and celebrating people of all shapes, sizes, and colors. And so I think that's the big thing of it is Tracy is quote unquote disowned or othered for her differences, which are not really anything, to society. And then she sees the injustice across the board and wants to fix it.
Yeah. And I've always liked that aspect of the plumpness and how that played into it, because as someone that used to weigh 420 pounds, I could still dance then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Size does not dictate whether or not you're a good dancer.
Right.
And this is like such a good example of that.
Yeah. All right. So who do we have playing all these wonderful parts then?
Ooh, we have an incredible cast of over 30 people. I think it's like 35-ish. And playing Tracy Turnblad is Emma Medea, who is from here, grew up doing theater, but left for a little while and came back. And she's deep in the TPP trenches now, and we're blessed to have her, and she's just killing the role. Devin Bassart is playing Edna Turnblad, Emma's mother, which is amazing. And I just think people are in for a treat.
Oh yeah, a former South Dakota Entertainer of the Year.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Playing Wilbur, Tracy's dad, is Adrian Johnson, a frequenter on our stage.
Yeah.
This is probably, I said last night, it's one of his best, or maybe his best role that I've seen him in terms of like the comedy, the dancing, the singing. He's really just knocking it out of the park. Abby Schweedhelm is playing Penny. Soleil Bachal, I never know if I'm saying his last name right, is playing Seaweed. I'm Courtney Collins. Kieran Humke is playing Amber. Jessica Ashton is playing Velma. Amber and Velma are like the villains. And Tyler Peters is playing Link Larkin, plus a plethora of more talented folks.
Right, yeah. And you got to be thankful for that. Mm-hmm. You're not directing this one, but as somebody that, hey, I finally get to be back on stage, but also with a great cast. And just as the, head person for TPP, you have to be saying, oh my, this is a good problem to have. Too many talented people.
Correct. Yeah. I feel like when I started, I worked really hard on recruitment, and now we get like drones of people that we can't accommodate everyone, but it's such a blessing to be in rehearsal with them. And that's actually particularly how I feel about this show, is being able to not be the director, be more of a participant, and kind of see things from their lens and also bond with them in a different way has been truly incredible. I didn't mention Etta McKinley as Motormouth Maybell, but she is amazing. Her and I do monthly coachings, and we've been working on her stuff. So then to see what happens privately and then blossom in the rehearsal room, and then our friendship has blossomed in turn as well. So yeah, we're so lucky in this community, and TPP is so lucky with all the talent, but this cast is truly like so giving to each other. So it's just like a huge love fest. And I'm really glad that this is the show that I'm coming back to the stage with, in this particular cast.
And Alex Newcomb-Weiland is directing.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Sir. And so when you have been directing so many, and now you get to be the actor, how do you feel about Alex's directing?
Well, I will admit I feel lucky because I've said this to them, but Alex or Brittany Lewis, I would have no problem being directed by, because they come from the school of Oliver. Like they've worked under me a lot. They know kind of my values.
That's got to be a t-shirt soon.
Yep.
The School of Oliver.
But because of that, we honestly see eye to eye on a lot of things. And I've loved being directed by Alex, because I think, she just thinks similarly to me, and it's really collaborative. I've really tried to stay in my lane, but sometimes, as the artistic director, she might be like, what do you think about this? But it's been really nice to kind of just get direction from her and play with her ideas and let it evolve. And it's kind of the same thing as the cast. Like, I just feel so lucky because I, as a trained director and as the head of the organization, I could easily be frustrated by like how I was being directed, but we're in good hands. So
excellent. We always love hearing that. And a lot of tech going into this one.
Yes. And, we're putting it all up pretty quickly. We loaded in this past weekend, and we just started tech last night. We entered dress rehearsals tonight, and it just feels like it's going by so fast, but we've accomplished so much. And it's a fairly big show. Like, there's a lot of people on stage, so the like unit set isn't that big, but there's so many moving pieces. We have wall units flying in and out. We have platform things. I have this like podium show stand thing, and there's a lot of intricacies to the movement and the choreography of it all backstage and on stage, and that's the fun part to me. And so to, again, kind of be backstage for it and not watching in the house has also been really rewarding, and also make me really grateful, have a lot of gratitude for our tech team and all the people that make that magic happen.
Who's doing the choreo on this one?
Rachel Smith, giving you some Rachel Smith choreography.
Oh, yeah.
And she loves Hairspray, has done Hairspray as a performer, and was dying to do this show. And I think that will be very clear when audiences see it. The choreography is just, she always does great work, but she really did her research and relished in the social dances of the 60s and everything of the sort.
Yeah. Well, the thing that, and I've never really asked anybody about this, we have the people in front of you got the tech, you've got the scenic design, you've got the director, and then when it comes to the choreography of a show, how is it that the director and the choreographer get it together so they have the same vision and so that it works in? Because I'm assuming that Alex did majority of it for the blocking, and then Rachel has to come in and say, okay, well, we're at this point. Now, how are we going to dance to all this?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. It honestly takes a lot of like intimate collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of phone calls, a lot of meetings. You have to be on the same page. I just did the same process with Rachel for American Idiot, and we'd just constantly be calling each other. We're doing this, or like, where is she going? Okay, she goes over there. So you have to, in my mind, you have to communicate ahead of time so that you're on the same page when you're in the room together. But then that also starts with the director of being like, here's my vision. Here's what it's going to look like in the space, like scenically, and props and everything of the sort. But then the choreographer can always be like, can we add these props or can we do this? And Rachel tends to be that choreographer where it's like, I want to add this. And if we can get it, then let's do it. I think what's different every time for a director choreographer relationship is it depends on the strengths of both parties. So some directors, like Jesse Jensen, is an amazing director for plays or musicals, but he's the first to admit, like, if it has to do with dance, like, passing it on. And so there's kind of more of a clear, like, this is me, this is you, let's connect it, make sure that it's aligned with each other. But then you have someone like me that has some choreography experience and thinks in a very musical staging way. And I know Megan Ryhill and other choreographers I've worked with have been like, it's so fun to work with you because you have a similar brain. But then also sometimes we're fighting over like who's doing what, because I'm like, I could definitely stage that. But it's also nice to be like, I have an amazing choreographer that I like, here's my vision, but I don't know how to make it happen, and they can make it happen. So you kind of have to become very close friends, and that's what I've done with Megan, with Rachel, and what Rachel and Alex were already close. So I think it made that collaboration a lot easier.
Yeah, no doubt. And of course, it starts this weekend. I can't remember. I think we're Saturday night, maybe.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. I'll be looking for you.
So I'll look for that. And so how many productions have you been involved with? How many as an actor and how many as a director?
Like career wise or
career wise? Yeah.
I was trying to do the math on this recently, actually, and I don't know that I have the numbers memorized, but this is so hard. Acting will be the most because I started it as a performer, so it's probably more than 100. And then directing and producing is in the like 60s, 50s, 60s.
Wow.
And then, you know, sometimes they play a different role in shows that makes up some change of 20, 30 more shows. So it's been quite a bit. I've done this for a large chunk of my life. And it's funny to like look back, like think even about 5 years and be like, oh, I haven't done enough, or I haven't done anything, you know, like I've always been that person of like, I need to do more. And now I'm finally relishing in like, ooh, I've done a lot. I can maybe take a break, or, you know, I can perform again and not focus on directing. And so it's just funny that you bring that question up, because I was starting to think about that and I was like, okay, I need to celebrate what I've done so far.
Exactly. Yeah. So what you're saying is you got a bit of a resume, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
What's not on it though that you wish?
Ooh. I'm very lucky that I've gotten to do a lot of the shows that I have wanted to do. For example, directing Hair, directing American Idiot. I was also in those shows when I was a performer predominantly. But I'd say like new resume builder that I would like is Hadestown, once the like full adult production can be done, or I would even do the teen edition with some teens. I just love that show and I think it's beautiful. Another one is Dear Evan Hansen, which we're doing next season.
That's right.
So again, get to check off another dream role in terms of getting to tackle that show. And
when I saw that at the Pavilion with the Broadway tours, so forth, I didn't know a lot about the show going in, other than everybody loved it. You know, can't believe it's coming here, and so forth. So we go to it, and I was like, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah, the music's amazing, wild story. Like, it's very unique.
Yeah. So what do you look for as the executive when it comes to choosing what the season's going to be?
That's a great question, because after what I just said, it probably sounds like, oh, you just do whatever you want to do. I'm like, actually, it's a very collaborative process. I lead the research and selection process, but with our board of directors and sometimes a smaller committee to move it along. But I kind of make sure that we investigate several different categories. One being marketability and or history of sales. So like Rent, we're doing that next season, and we're doing it again because it sold well in a similar size venue 10 years ago. And so it warrants that return. Dear Evan Hansen, we know, is a big title that people are going to want to come to. But another aspect is like a community partnership opportunity component. So like Goosebumps the musical, there's a literary element to that, and we want to kind of lean into that and see what we can make the front of house experience like in terms of partnering with Scholastic or libraries or something of the sort. And so that's also a factor. And then also typically this next season, I think we actually are kind of focused more on theme. And they're all more like contemporary pieces, and it's more about like what makes a family, or that's what I'm referring to it as, because they're all stories of chosen or given family, etc. So we kind of stuck with that. But in years past, it's been more about variation in style and genre. So like Oklahoma and Hair, like having the rock musical, but also the golden age musical that people know and love, Cinderella and Grease, things of that sort. So I really like making sure that there is variation. That's why we're doing Death of a Salesman this year, because we need to be doing the great American plays.
Right.
Let's
Arthur
give the
Miller.
people what they need and want. Yeah. And a little bit of Shakespeare, all of that. So each season, I think the lens slightly changes depending on what we've just done. And it's like, because the last few years we've accomplished that variation, now we're more focused maybe on like universal messaging and alignment and aesthetic.
And do you take suggestions from the general public?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
I will say this year we did a less formal way of doing it, because it's interesting. We always get more feedback and more helpful feedback when it's like a Facebook post that asks for comments or to message us, or in rehearsals, I've actually been telling people, hey, we're entering this. Please send us your ideas and I'll get it added. And then we have like internally a Google form that like the board and the staff will enter, and that they'll actually take from their groups and like hone in and then submit for people. So we have a total submission and consideration process. But then sometimes, it's like shows that we want to do or that people want us to do, it just says it's not quite the right fit. Maybe it's not actually available and people think it is.
Oh, true.
Or speaking of shows that like I would like to do, I want to do Bat Boy the musical so badly, but like I don't know that many people would come to it, so it hasn't quite made the cut yet. But maybe one of these years it'll be our Halloween show, and so it's really thinking about that. Unfortunately, with how tight funding is for the arts right now, we have to make sure that our selections are box office worthy. But there's been times where that hasn't been the prime focus. It just kind of needs to be at this point.
All right. It's always great having you here, Oliver. And of course, just to go over the times, dates, and tickets. And then we'll go to that lovely question that everybody enjoys so much.
Yes, love. April 17th to the 26th, 2 weekends, Fridays and Saturdays at 7 p.m. and Sundays at 2 p.m. You can get your tickets at thepremierplayhouse.com, and that's premiere with 3 E's, or you can call or visit the Washington Pavilion box office. Or if you're lucky and there's still a seat available, you can come to the Orpheum the night of the show or the day of the show, up to an hour prior, maybe an hour and a half, and get your ticket then. I will say that ticket sales have been steadily increasing because this is a show that people are excited about. So I would encourage folks to get their tickets ahead of time. But if you haven't figured out your schedule and you want to give it a try, you're welcome to just show up at the theater and see what you get.
Yeah, so, do it ahead of time. Oh, but speaking of time, we've come to that time where I have to ask you yet another question because you've been here quite a few times. So that means I have to change it up. Have I asked you spirit animal yet?
Ooh, I don't think you have.
Well, then let's go with that.
Okay.
What is your spirit animal?
Actually, maybe you have, but I don't know if I remember my answer, whereas I would have known my answer for the other one. What is my spirit animal? I'm going to say I'm kind of a cheetah, maybe.
Oh.
I don't know if that's true or real, but an animal that has a lot of energy and determination and is maybe like objective based, but also can be cozy and lovey.
And everybody likes the pattern.
Yeah. And I've actually, for a show, I've had cheetah print on my hair. So that's also why I relate to it.
All right. Oliver Mays, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. And break a leg.
Thank you, Dave. Thanks for having me.
All right. And we'll be back to wrap up the Dave Holly Hour in just a moment. Dr. Perry Langston and Dr. Corey Tooney know excellence is in you. That's why they provide you with excellent care at XO Chiropractic, improving your overall health in spirit, body, mind, and will. Get results the natural way. Arrange a consultation, 605-332-9235 or xochiros.com. Excellent care for excellent people. XO Chiropractic, located at 4309 South Racket Drive in Sioux Falls.
Hot? No. Cute? No. Ruggedly handsome? Yes. Once again, here's Dave Holly.
Thanks again to my wonderful guests, Kjersti Olson and Logan Leavitt and Oliver Mays. Go to the show website, DaveHollyHour.com, to listen to any of the now 316 shows anytime you want. This show is also available on your favorite podcast platform. And thank you all for supporting local arts and taking the time to download. I encourage you to find your art. Find the art you enjoy. Find the art you're interested in trying, and we shall see you in the arts. As the Sioux Falls Arts Council says, together we art. As Arts South Dakota says, home is where the art is. As I say, put some art in your heart. Remember, my name is Dave Holly, and for me, every day is a Holly Day.
The Dave Holly Hour has been brought to you by Trio Jazz Club, Sioux Falls' premier jazz club. Enter as friends, leave as family. Phil's Pub, your local dive with music for the people. Chasers Food and Spirits, XO Chiropractic, and Quality Nails. Stay up to date on the show by following on Instagram and Facebook. All episodes available anytime at DaveHollyHour.com. The Dave Holly Hour is produced in the Dipsy Doodle Studios by Big D Entertainment.
Thanks for listening.